Okay, so I'm making this video now because A, I feel like I'm pretty much being forced to do it, and I'm fine with saying that because I feel like, and this is not you, but your friend, Hallie C. on, or whatever, I don't know if I'm saying it wrong or not, but he's pretty much like, I don't want to say like harassing me on Twitter, but definitely don't appreciate him tweeting at me saying that it's more important for me to make purse videos than it is to make this video. And to be honest with you, I do have a lot going on, and that purse video was already pre-filmed before you released your video, and I do have a schedule on how I release my videos, and I do film them a lot of the times in advance and then put them out over time. That's what I try to do. I try to film a bunch of videos at once, and I currently am going through a lot of stuff right now that's really no one's business. And I don't appreciate being told that I don't care about something on Twitter, so this is what's happening. Because you decided to tell me that I didn't really provide any links or relevant information and it was just out of my head, I'm going to go ahead and leave 2 links to some sites that I found, and it's in regards to something called positive mental attitude, which is a real thing. And I even have the printouts, just to show you that I do actually care about what I'm talking about. I do have the printouts. So this first printout is from the website, and the question was asked to a doctor of the Behavioral Immunology program of Emory University School of Medicine. And someone asked, can a positive mental attitude really help me cope with stress? And that is pretty much what I was talking about, was stressful situations and remaining positive, especially because I currently am going through the same situation, like I mentioned before. In fact, it's gotten exponentially worse since I made my last video response to you. I am going through a lot of different things that, like I said, are really no one's business, and I don't need to talk about them. And I don't really appreciate some of the comments that were made in your last video, because how I believe, like, my opinion is my opinion, your opinion's your opinion. I'm not going to say you're right, I'm not going to say you're wrong, I'm not going to say I'm right and I'm wrong. This is just how I believe. So if you choose to look at life negatively and assume that everything is going to end horribly, that's cool. That's you. That's not me, but that's you. You can do that. No problems there. Like, I just personally believe in looking at the hope in situations, because hope is the only thing stronger than fear. And fear is what you're talking about. And that's how I see it. Like, fear is, accepting the inevitable. Like, life is a lot less complicated than we make it as human beings. Like, seriously, it's, like, very simple. And there are emotions that we feel as human beings that are normal emotions, and it just doesn't make sense to me, like, some of the things that you say. But like I said, it's your opinion. That's cool. That's why I went ahead and I went and found some links, like you said I didn't supply before, so I found some links, and so anyway, the answer to this question, he answered. I'm not going to read the whole thing, because like I said, you can go online and read it, but to paraphrase, he pretty much said, yes, there's a lot of evidence that a positive outlook is in fact good for your health. So I'll go ahead and show you that right there, and I will leave the link. I have the link here, so I'll put it in the down bar, the description notice bar, and you guys can go ahead and check that out, read his full response. But yes, he does conclude that positive mental attitudes can help with stress. So in regards to my original video, the relationships and breakups video, sometimes it's good to just talk to people about problems. Like, every time that I'm going through stress, I don't necessarily go to a doctor or a physician and discuss my problems and try to be prescribed medication, because more than half the time, it's good to just talk to another human being and have, discuss different things that they've gone through and that you've gone through, and you can kind of like parallel the situations to your own and see how they handled it and how you should handle it, or how you want to handle it. So I don't necessarily believe that in every situation you have to go to a doctor and find out if there's something wrong, or in every situation you have to believe, well, this was meant to happen, so whatever, my life sucks. Like, I don't believe that. I don't really like that. And I'm not sweeping anything under the carpet by saying that you should be positive. When you go through a breakup, it's not sweeping it under the carpet to think things are going to get better and I'm eventually going to get over this person. That's not sweeping anything under the carpet. I don't think that in every relationship that okay, we'll use mine for an example because it's easier. I'm not going to try to hypothesize or anything. So I got dumped, right, by my boyfriend back in July. no big deal. I was upset. I was crying for about a week. Then eventually I started talking to my friends. They were telling me, this is what he did to you. This is what he did. You have done nothing wrong. And to be honest with you, I did do nothing wrong. I was dumped on the premise that he told me that we have nothing in common and that he didn't see a future with me, and that was it. And I did nothing. He even said to me, you've done nothing wrong except for just care and be in this relationship. He was not feeling it. So there's nothing I could have done to save that situation. All I can do is deal with it with the cards that have been dealt and just accept it. And so that's what I did, and I'm over it. Like, from convincing myself and telling myself everything's gonna be fine, I'm gonna meet someone else, I'm good. Like, when I think about it, like, I don't need to be with someone or care about someone or waste my time thinking about someone who doesn't care about me. And that's as plain and simple as that. And, I'm a lot better off. Have I learned a lesson? I have learned a lesson. But it's not a lesson where I've done something wrong. It's just maybe I won't be as trusting of people anymore. And that's not necessarily a horrible thing, because they do say that the only person you can really trust in life is yourself. So, what are you going to do? So I just personally think that positive mental attitude is a good thing to have, and it is a recognized thing. Like, that is an actual thing. You can Google positive mental attitude and find out that there are a lot of sites and a lot of, different studies about it. So that's not something I'm making up, and you can Google that if you'd like to, or Bing it, whatever you do, that's fine. But, sometimes people that you date just end up being jerks, and there's nothing you can do. There was nothing I could do to prevent that. He was just not a very nice person, So that was all I was saying in my video. I was simply trying to give my personal advice from my personal situations, and if someone else watches my video and is like, wow, I went through something really similar to that, this is gonna help me. Because sometimes, like I said, it's better to just talk to other people, like people who are just like you, going through similar situations in life. It helps. And that's fine if you think that that's stupid. I don't care, because that's what I believe, and I think that it works for me. Like, it gets me through situations, it works for me, so I wasn't trying to shut out your advice, I wasn't trying to not listen to you, I don't think you're full of shit. I just personally don't believe what you believe, which is fine, because that's why I have my own brain, I can make all of my own decisions. So, I don't really know what else to say, because I really didn't appreciate, especially, and I'm going to say this again, because it really, really angered me. I don't really like feeling like I'm being tweeted at telling me that, oh, I have time to make other videos, but I don't have time to make a response video. My channel has never predominantly been based on response videos. I don't like getting in arguments and fights with people. My main channel is strictly for the entertainment of my subscribers, and I make those videos because I enjoy making those videos, and I like making people smile and making people laugh, and I like engaging with people. And it really offends me that well, not you, but your friend would have the audacity to tweet at me multiple times and say, I like how you can make this video, but you can't make a response video. Because, to be honest, you took about 2 months to make your video, and his defense for you was that you have been busy dealing with other stuff. Well, guess what? You're not the only person who's been busy dealing with other stuff. So it's kind of offensive. Don't know if you follow my videos, but if you do, you would know that my school has closed. So I was in the middle of a semester, my school went bankrupt and closed. I'm going through that now. I have to figure out where I'm going to go to school. That's just one of the things on my plate, alright? Don't know if I'm going to get my money back for school. So I just want you to be aware that if you're going to have people tweet for you at me and tell me that I don't care about a situation, which in reality, that's cool. You can make another video response to me, but in all honesty, I think this subject is dead because you and I are just going to go back and forth. I'm never going to agree with you. You're never going to agree with me. It's cool, like, no big deal. So I think that this is a dead subject now because every video that you make, I'm not really going to agree with, especially because I realized your last video, you basically wrote a novel, I think. And I know you were reading something, and you read it so fast that I literally had to watch the video like 3 times. And the thing is, we're just talking, alright? This is just you and I discussing things. Something I've noticed that you did in both of your videos is that you use such elaborate words to get your point across. You don't have to do that. Like, I am not sitting here trying to like throw words at you that are like really big so that it'll confuse you, and I'm not trying to sit here and pretend that I know more than I do, because I'll be the first one to tell you, like I said, have not gone to school for, you know, helping people. I don't know much about it. I just know my personal life experiences, what I Google, and I'm not trying to sit here and like make you feel like I'm superior to you. And I feel like your videos, you're trying to make it seem like you're superior to me. And I don't really appreciate that. So that's cool. If you don't like what I think and how I feel, that's fine. No big deal. But anyway, so the other site that I was going to leave in the description is pretty much another article that I found about positive mental attitude. And it talks about the 5 myths of negativity. And so I'm just going to tell you what the myths are, and then you can read it because it's online. But it talks about how myth number 1 is negative thinking is more realistic, and I know that was something that you said. Well, that is a myth according to here, and they explain why it's a myth. Like I said, I'm not going to get too much into it because you can read it yourself, and I'm not going to waste your time because you can just read that on your own. But yeah, it says, have you ever heard a negative person say that they aren't negative, they're just being realistic? Well, this myth keeps people locked in a negative reality of their own creation. That's exactly what it says. You can go on to read more. That's cool. Myth number 2. People with a positive mental attitude expect money bags to fall out of the sky if they wish for them. That is definitely a myth. A positive mental attitude, like you said before, is not going to magically conjure up a bunch of money and like jobs and situations and friends and whatever I wish for. It's not going to be handed to me. It's just simply remaining positive in any situation. Like, I'm not sitting here saying that if I think in my head, oh, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get a job, I'm going to get a job. I'm not going to get a job that way. I actually have to put in effort and work for it and, you know, put myself out there. And it's just remaining positive instead of like always assuming that everything bad is going to happen. Like, oh, I'm probably not going to get this job, but it's cool. No, I'm going to remain confident and positive, and good things happen to people who put their efforts in and try. Like, I'm not saying sit in your room and think, hey, someone's gonna come find me and I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna have $1 million because I'm gonna find it on the street. And if I just sit in my bedroom and think that over and over and over and over, it's gonna happen. No, it's not. No, it's not. If I want to have a lot of money, I gotta work for it. I gotta have 3 or 4 jobs. If I want to get a good job, I have to build my resume and create a portfolio or create something that will showcase my abilities and my skill level and get that job. If I want to get into school, I better have the grades for it. It's not just gonna be handed to me on a plate. So that's another thing. Okay, myth number 3, positive thinking doesn't change reality. Yes, it does. It so does. When I got dumped, if I just sat in my room thinking this is my fault, I'm never going to find anybody, I'm never going to find anybody, guess what? I'm probably never going to find anybody because I'm not trying, I'm not putting myself out there, I'm not changing things. And that's what it's all about. It's about accepting change and going with the flow. If I constantly am a negative person, no one's going to be around me. I said that in my last video. So people who believe this myth, positive thinking doesn't change reality, people who believe this myth see a problem and believe that positive thinking will only ignore the ugliness of reality. The truth is, positive thinking doesn't ignore the problem. It helps you see the problem in a new light. So that's important. Okay, myth 4, positive thinkers have no clue about the real world. Yeah, that's not true. Positive thinkers definitely know how the real world is. It says many people think that people wouldn't be so positive if they had endured a few difficult times in their lives. But the truth is that this is really just a justification for negative thinking. So you're pretty much justifying that you should think negatively because, well, they've never experienced anything. I've experienced hard things, so the world sucks. No, you're just justifying that you can't have a good attitude because you've been through a couple situations. And that goes to say with that saying, I forget exactly how it goes, but walk a mile in someone else's shoes and you'll know how they live their life or something. Pretty much like you can assume that your life has been the worst in the world. Like, that's an assumption that you can make, but you never really know what someone else has gone through because we all have stuff that we hide in our head and we don't talk about. So to assume that, like, you know, because your life has been so hard that you're allowed to be negative, that's stupid, because I've met so many people before who have gone through worse things than I've gone through, and I've gone through some stuff and they're probably even more positive than I am. So I don't see that. And so myth 5. people with a positive mental attitude are annoying and cheesy. Not necessarily. Like, I don't think that I'm way too annoying. Like, I definitely think that I have some form of annoyingness. I definitely am not cheesy, but these are just, I'm going to put this link, like I said, you can definitely read the whole article. It's like a 5-page article, and I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm going to leave these links for you, that's cool, but I really don't have anything else to say on the subject. I'm done, because we're going around in a circle. We're never going to agree. That's fine with me. It's cool. No big deal. I really hope that you're happy with who you are, because from your videos, it doesn't seem like you're too happy. It seems like you're pretty pessimistic, and I really hope that that's not how you look at life, because that's not, I don't know. I just wish that you were a little bit more positive, because I feel like if you were, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. My original video that I made wasn't trying to make anyone mad. In fact, you are the only person who actually it seems like you got offended from my video. Everyone else reacted the way that I assume they would. They listened to my advice, and you're the only person who actually got offended by what I said. So, again, I apologize for offending you, but then again, this is the internet. You can't always please everybody, so, you know, this is my last response, because I feel like there's nothing else I can say at this point, that you're not going to agree with me. I'm not going to agree with you. So, that's pretty much it. And, alright, so if you choose to not follow my videos anymore, or if you choose to not want to have conversations with me anymore, or, you know, whatever, that's cool. No big deal. Stuff happens. Roll with the punches. I hope that you have a really good life anyway. If you choose not to, you know, be around anymore, that's awesome. And like I said, you know, just opinions are opinions. So, I'm sorry that you don't agree with mine, but what are you gonna do? Go with it. So, alright, peace out.